Sam Morgan here from SportsHeads. I'm joined by Richard Graves of Sky Sports, correspondent for NFL, right?
That's right, yep.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing that for?
The NFL for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I've been with Sky for 13 years now, covering an array of sports. So it's a job that keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. And with the NFL, favourite sport?
I love doing the NFL.
Yeah.
I won't lie. It's completely different to anything you experience over here in the UK, just because I think the American culture is based around sports, from the collegiate system up to the pros. Let's be honest, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say that the Americans know how to stage an event, and as you see with the razzmatazz that goes on with the Super Bowl and even the NFL games that are played in London this year, they know how to stage an event.
So from that, the Premier League, could they learn something then from the NFL?
Yes, they could, and I think they do. I know from conversations I've had with the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, he's constantly having conversations throughout the course of the year with Richard Scudamore at the Premier League. They exchange ideas, and you see that filtering in terms of access, pre-season tours to the States. There's been several teams this year that have engaged in cross-sport challenges with NFL counterparts.
Yeah.
Tottenham, Manchester City, obviously. Leicester City a couple of years ago, you recall Tom Brady sending a personal message to Kasper Schmeichel because he knew he was a Patriots fan. So there is that crossover there, and I think anybody that doesn't think both sports are taking things and learning things from each other and exchanging information is fooling themselves. And
do you think it will remain just in America, or do you think you might see a team over here in London potentially?
Well, look, the NFL from word one, when they first put their first game over at Wembley 10 years ago now, in 2007, laid out a 15-year time scale to 2022 when they wanted to see some sort of permanent presence here in the UK. I know from people that I speak to in New York that still is the plan, and this year for the first time you're seeing 4 regular season competitive games being played in London, 2 at Wembley, 2 at Twickenham. We've already had a highly successful event at Wembley between the Ravens and the Jaguars, a record crowd, I might add, for that, in excess of 84,000. So without doubt the game's popularity is growing year by year. They're ticking the boxes that the NFL wants to see ticked. I've got no doubt there are other logistical issues they'd like to try and iron out before they commit permanently here, but that seems to be the direction we're heading in.
Okay, and obviously we're seeing a few English lads now obviously getting into the game. Do you think it's probably a good chance for guys to write, I've got a bit of talent here, and try and obviously make their progression up into the NFL, maybe starting here at grassroots?
Again, I think that's something that the National Football League are exploring. We saw Jermaine Illuminor make his first start for the Baltimore Ravens as an NFL player at Wembley this past weekend. We've got Jay Ajayi coming over with the Miami Dolphins, whose profile has risen out of all proportion in the last 12 months. Alex Jenkins is a defensive end on that practice field behind us with the New Orleans Saints. He's only on the practice squad, but at least he's involved with the team. We've seen Lawrence Okoye, Efe Abada, all trying to make their way in the NFL. You've had Super Bowl winners as well from these shores. It's something that's always expanding, and I think the NFL now realise that there is a pool of talent that is there to be tapped into. They're still finding the ways they can extract the most from that, but it's certainly an avenue they're exploring.
Okay, and obviously now we're seeing the guys coming over from the States. Do you think it has an impact on them obviously having to travel all the way to London for a game?
It does, without doubt, but then you speak to the guys in Boston at the New England Patriots, for example, and it's a 6-hour flight to London from Boston. Well, it's not much different if you're travelling to the West Coast and going to play against the Seattle Seahawks or the LA Rams, LA Chargers, and so on. So it does make a difference, but these aren't insurmountable hurdles. And as I say, there's still logistical issues that teams and the league are trying to iron out, but I think they've gone a long way down that road over the last 10 years.
Okay, brilliant. And lastly, your prediction for Sunday?
Prediction for Sunday. It's an interesting game because the Saints have been very erratic, although they've come here on the back of their first win. The Miami Dolphins, everybody was talking them up after playing their first game and winning over there in LA. Disappointing game last week in New York. But look, ultimately, it's a show-me league. I still need to see more from the New Orleans Saints on the field. I think with a strong running game with Jay Ajayi for the Miami Dolphins, that's the foundation for a good offense. I'm going to take the Dolphins this weekend.
Okay, there you go. And here's Richard Graves' predictions. See what your choice is.
Hey, thanks for watching watching SportsHeads. Don't forget, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, but you can also hit us on Twitter, Instagram. We would love to hear from you. We're trying to take the program from next level to next level to next level. Enjoy.